What if everything you thought you knew about that day was wrong? What if someone close to the center of it all knew more than they ever let on? Did Erika Kirk know what was coming? That's the question no one wants to ask out loud, but whispers have been circulating for weeks now. Claims of leaked text messages, screenshots allegedly showing foreknowledge, conversations that happened in the shadows before the tragedy unfolded. Some say it wasn't random at all. Some say there were secret meetings, odd behavior, timelines that don't add up when you look closely enough. And what you're about to hear might completely flip everything you think you know about this story, because this goes deeper than anyone imagined. The internet has been on fire since the moment it happened, theories spreading like wildfire, entire communities acting like digital detectives, piecing together fragments of information, frame by frame, word by word. People aren't just grieving, they're digging. They're asking questions, hard questions. Questions about hidden agendas, questions about who knew what and when they knew it. Powerful insiders, secret communications, a timeline that makes less sense the more you examine it. And here's the thing that keeps people up at night. The emotional reactions from certain people don't match what you'd expect after a loss like this. Something feels off.
Ms. Owens came out straight up yesterday and said that this was an inside job. People are suspicious because of inconsistencies and lies like this. Which was it? Was it within seconds, as Erika said? Or was it later after Micky gathered himself, as Blake said? This can be easily clarified if Micky McCoy would just release his call logs. That's it. Transparency. Clear.
Something feels rehearsed. For weeks, there were just gut feelings, a sense that something wasn't right. Weird energy, strange coincidences that piled up one after another, behavior that didn't sit well with people who were watching closely. But there was no solid proof, nothing concrete, just an uneasy suspicion that hung in the air like smoke until now. Because recently, something changed. A shocking new twist emerged that sent shockwaves through the entire community. Alleged leaked messages that supposedly came from Micky McCoy's wife.
Micky started calling me. Called me within seconds.
I called Erika. I just remember it rang like 3 or 4 times. I didn't know what to say. Those are the words that will change someone's life forever, and you have to be the one to say.
Micky, in less than a second, does something that I find to be quite strange.
And according to these claims, the messages suggest that people in Charlie Kirk's inner circle knew something was coming. They had foreknowledge. They were aware. If that's true, everything changes. So who is Micky McCoy? Why does he matter so much in all of this? Micky wasn't just some random staffer in the background. He was Charlie Kirk's longtime chief of staff, one of Charlie's most trusted people, someone who had been by his side for years. They weren't just colleagues, they were close. And on that day, during the incident, Micky was standing right there on stage next to Charlie when it all went down. Now go back and watch the footage. Really watch it. The chaos is everywhere. People screaming, confusion spreading across the crowd, panic setting in. Unless the call was already active, unless someone was already on the line, and then Micky does something even stranger. While everyone else is frozen or rushing toward the chaos, Micky walks calmly off stage. He doesn't run, he doesn't shout, he slips behind a tent, out of view, and continues talking on that phone while the world around him is falling apart. People who've seen this footage can't unsee it. The mismatch between his behavior and the situation is disturbing. It doesn't feel right. And almost immediately after, Turning Point USA launches a PR push. Micky is suddenly being praised as a hero. The messaging is everywhere, but people are confused. What exactly was heroic about what he did? The praise feels forced, intentional, like someone is trying very hard to shape a narrative before the public forms its own opinion. The image being pushed feels carefully crafted, too carefully crafted. Then the contradictions start to appear. Erika Kirk herself says that Micky called her within seconds of the shots being fired. Her statement matches what people see in the footage. Micky on the phone immediately. But then Andrew Collette, an executive producer at TPUSA, tells a completely different story. According to Andrew, Micky was frozen in shock. The phone-to-ear motion was just instinctive, not an actual call. He wasn't talking to anyone.
Rob McCoy's son, his name is Mike McCoy, and you're going to see what he does, not in the seconds following Charlie getting shot, but in less than 1 second after Charlie gets shot. These are not seconds, less than one.
Wait, these two stories can't both be true. Either Micky called Erika or he didn't. Either he was on an active call or he was frozen and instinctive. This isn't a minor detail. This is a massive contradiction, and it raises a very obvious question. Which one of them is lying? Here's what makes this even more suspicious. Micky could clear all of this up instantly. He could release his call logs, show the timestamps, prove exactly who he called and when. End the speculation in one move. It doesn't feel like someone making memories. It feels like someone creating a record, like someone building documentation, methodical, intentional, purposeful, and then, just 4 days before the tragedy, more footage, this time in Korea. Micky is filming Charlie repeatedly. Meals, flights, conversations. Charlie looks relaxed, unaware, just living his life.
Behind the tent when Charlie got shot, and Micky, in less than a second, does something that I find to be quite strange. He puts his phone to his ear and he begins a conversation. So we're going to watch that clip in its entirety. Mark is going to bring it in.
Then investigators started looking at the timestamps, the metadata, the dates and times embedded in the video files, and things don't match up. Some of the video timestamps don't align with the public schedules that were posted at the time. Clips that were supposedly taken on certain days don't fit the official itinerary. Either the videos were edited, or they were uploaded selectively, or something else is going on that no one has explained. TPUSA tried to get ahead of this. They said the footage was for internal morale, team-building content, something to look back on. And then there's a moment that's been analyzed thousands of times. Erika Kirk looks directly into the camera, just for a second. Her expression is hard to read. Nervous, maybe, tense, something in her eyes. It's brief, but it's there, and people have dissected that clip endlessly, trying to figure out what it means. Shortly after all of this started circulating, an anonymous whistleblower came forward, someone claiming to be a former TPUSA employee, and they made a stunning allegation. They said Micky was instructed to film, that it wasn't his idea, that someone told him to do it. The claim went viral instantly, millions of views, thousands of shares, and the public demanded answers.
Yeah, when the clip was brought to my attention, I obviously have a file, a big folder of files of every angle, and I decided to track Micky from every angle available to see, like, maybe we just missed it, and he did at some point put that phone down, dial a number, speed dial, hold down one, I don't know. Maybe we missed it. Because that seems automatic, right? 0.834, that seems pretty quick. And no, he doesn't do that. We even have him in front of Charlie's car. When Charlie is brought to the car, the waiting car rather, he is still on the phone.
And people started noticing something else. The distance. Erika and Micky haven't been seen together since the tragedy. No joint appearances. No public interaction. Insiders claim that Erika cut contact with Micky entirely. Severed ties, stopped communicating. If they were both innocent, why the separation? Why the coldness? Then another claim surfaced. An insider alleged that Micky's wife had an emotional breakdown, that she told people she didn't know what was real anymore, that she was confused and scared and didn't understand what had happened. If true, that's a chilling detail, because it suggests that even the people closest to Micky don't have the full story. TPUSA immediately denied it, called the screenshots fabricated, said they were fake, doctored, manipulated. Then journalists started talking to former TPUSA staffers, and a picture began to emerge. Claims of internal tensions, money disputes, messaging disagreements. People who worked closely with Charlie said he seemed distant in the weeks before the incident, withdrawn, off. Some said he wasn't himself. Others said he seemed stressed about something he wouldn't discuss. The public is now deeply divided. Some see Erika and Micky as victims of a conspiracy theory machine, innocent people being torn apart by online gossip and fabricated evidence. Others believe there's something real here, something that needs to be investigated, and the unresolved questions keep piling up. The call logs, the footage, the contradictions, none of it has been explained. And then came the confirmation that changed everything. The last video ever taken of Charlie Kirk alive was from that Korea trip. That vacation footage people had been analyzing. The final moments captured on camera before the tragedy.
Justin's the CFO, chief financial officer, and Micky's the chief of staff. And I'm watching, the minute Charlie was shot, he called me, says, "Dad, Charlie's been shot in the neck. Please call every pastor and pray." I said, okay, son. He has wits about him. He was just directing. He had blood all over him. And
two things I want you to remember here. You may have caught that, but he said, I was watching. And the minute Charlie got shot, he called, and Micky McCoy says to his dad, Charlie's been shot, pray for him. He says the minute, maybe he's being a little hyperbolic. We're going to find out. I'd certainly like to find out. But he stops himself. He says, I was watching. Watching what exactly? What were you watching? I wouldn't remember that. It's rubbing me the wrong way.
Experts have weighed in on the leaked materials. Some say they're authentic, that the metadata checks out, that the language matches known communication patterns. Others say the leaks are digitally altered, that deep fake technology and editing tools make it easy to fabricate convincing evidence. But even the skeptics admit the emotional impact is real. Whether the leaks are genuine or not, they've shaped the conversation.
Allegations here is that they think they're alleging that he was on the phone immediately. He was not. He was taking social videos, which he would send to our group chat, which we would then put on Charlie's social while the event was happening, so you could see like the crowd come in or his interactions. And we were only 2 questions into this event, so he was still getting it out to all the chats he needed to do, which he did at every event. He turns around, and it was so blaringly loud, I'm told. You would know this better than I, but this is what I'm told. It was so blaringly loud, and he was so shell-shocked. He put his fingers in his ear, but his phone was still in his hand.
And then there's the praise for Micky. It's everywhere. Identical language, same phrases, repeated across multiple platforms by different accounts. Hero, quick thinking, saved lives. It feels scripted, coordinated, like talking points were distributed, and everyone stuck to them. And that coordination feels suspicious to a lot of people, but nothing compares to what Erika said next. In a quiet moment, almost offhand, she made a statement that stunned everyone who heard it. I don't believe in coincidences. That's it. Just those 5 words. But the weight behind them is massive. Was she hinting at something? Was she telling people to look deeper? Or was she trying to distance herself, to make it clear she's not naive, that she sees what others see? The internet has dissected that line from every possible angle, and no one can agree on what it means. So here we are. The divide is louder and sharper than ever. Some people are convinced this is all smoke and no fire. Others believe there's a truth buried here that someone is desperately trying to keep hidden. The call logs haven't been released. The footage hasn't been explained. The contradictions haven't been resolved. And the people at the center of this story have gone silent or stayed vague. Was Erika hinting at something darker? Or is she protecting herself from a storm she never saw coming? You decide. Drop your theories in the comments. Hit that like button if you think there's more to this story. Share this video if you want answers. And subscribe, because this is far from over. The truth is still out there, and we're going to find it.